2025 is most likely probably going to be the last, quote, easy year for wholesaling real estate. And I don't say that as like a hyperbole or like, oh, I'm just, it's not that bad, bro. Like 2025, there are going to be some massive changes going on. And I truly believe that it's almost kind of your last opportunity of easy money in this business because a lot of things are about to change. And we're going to talk about it. It's not like, oh my gosh, the world's ending. It's not that, right? But the ability to go out here and just, I don't know, pull a government list, skip trace it on cyber background checks for free, and then cold call like 600 sellers and just get, 15, 20 grand. That age might go away starting in 2026. And again, not to scare you, but to inform you and see what you can do to shift. There's a couple of things in these shifts that you're really not going to see any big changes on, and some things you're going to see massive changes. I mean, as they're recording, the cost of Facebook ads are just absolutely skyrocketing. We're seeing PPC costs skyrocket. And so, I've been kind of saying this forever, but wholesaling, marketing, when you pay for it, is only going to get more expensive over time. And this disparity between the wholesalers that have the right tools and the wholesalers that don't, it's going to get harder and harder and harder. Because if everyone is gold mining and you have people using their hands to pan for gold, and we have people with pickaxes, unfortunately, if everyone has a pickaxe, if 9 out of 10 wholesalers have a pickaxe and you have your hands, you're at a disadvantage. Versus if 9 wholesalers have their hands and one guy has a pickaxe, it's fine. Because a pickaxe back in the day used to be very expensive. Then people created them, these great pickaxes for really cheap, and now everyone kind of has it. And we're starting to see this right now. And the truth about this is AI. It used to be pretty dang expensive to use AI. As an old man in AI 2 years ago, it was pretty expensive to create APIs with AI and have it text your seller for you. Like, it was expensive. But as I predicted 2 years ago, the cost of AI is just getting cheaper and cheaper and cheaper because these GPUs keep getting pretty much easier to they got some pretty dang cheap GPUs. I think the HC ones, I gotta see what they're called. They're the ones they ship to dang China for like super, super cheap. But AI is becoming way, way, way more expensive overall if you are not using it. And what I mean by this is, since AI is so cheap and you're not using it, like, you're going to lose out. And so we're at the journey now where we have 100 gold miners. And we used to have 5 gold miners with pickaxes. And now by next year, we should have 90 out of 100 people like having these pickaxes, using AI. Everyone's like, oh, AI. What? And if everyone has the same thing now, it's like, if you don't have it, now you're at a disadvantage. And it's going to get harder and harder for these traditional free wholesaling methods. And again, it's going to get interesting. And so we're definitely in interesting times. And I'm going to be sharing exactly what you can be doing, especially in 2025, 2026, to keep succeeding in this business. If you have no money, if you do have money, things like that. And just remember, this is not like my do or die, like, oh my gosh, the world's end. Like, trust me. Once AI, the day AI takes over, I will let everybody know. We'll have a nice, we'll have a nice little chat at the fireside and just breeze off in the sunset. But right now, we're still pretty good. But
we're talking about gold mining, aren't we?
We're talking about gold mining, your favorite thing.
I just think it's a good analogy for wholesaling. I want you guys to think about this. I'm like a visual person. The old time gold miners, you take a green pan, you scoop up dirt, and the theory on it is gold weighs more than all the other rocks, and by the time you rinse it and wash it, it should be gold left on the bottom. Honestly, that's how we want everyone to start out wholesaling. So you understand, and you actually have to go out and earn it and learn the journey of it. Once you can find some...
Top you off. Can you put the thing back on? Just put it back on. There you go. Okay, I'll do it for you. You're okay. You're okay. There you
go. So the idea is, if you can get a couple specks in the pan, but some of you want to build the entire engine before you even find one speck of gold dust. Now, what Zach's talking about is, if you want to survive in wholesaling and actually do this and make a lot of money doing it, if you want to do that little gold pan with the axe pick, there's going to be guys next to you with big, big, heavy equipment with shaker decks and the whole 9 yards, and they're going to go through hundreds of thousands of yards to get the gold.
Yep.
And they're going to have piles and piles of gold bars, and you're going to be sitting there with the specs. I want you to start with the specs. To me, it's the fundamentals, but every gold miner learned how to get a spec in a pan, and then they scaled it. And what we're talking about today is the scaling with AI. You are not going to be able to sort through all the customers to get the leads like a gold miner sorts through dirt to get the gold, unless you start using systems that will help you scale at doing it. I'm seeing stuff now, just from the advent, like to create a logo. I never need a person to do a logo unless it's extreme custom stuff. I can implement any WordPress site with AI, with ChatGPT, Gemini, any of them. Like I'm seeing it in real time. And guys, I'm just telling you, you better get on. Like, it's not a bandwagon. It's here. It's just like when cell phones came. I didn't really fight that one. But when the internet came, a lot of people fought it. And I believe AI is going to be on the same level, if not greater than it's like the internet multiplied by 1,000 times. And we have to understand that. So it's start with the gold, with the pick and the pan, and understand the fundamentals. Get 5 specs of gold, which represents your assignment of contract deals. And then start finding the AI to implement with the machinery to scale. Because if you don't, there's no way you're going to be able to keep up with people like me, Zach, and everybody else that's implementing it. And it's the young guys and gals that are using this stuff, because what we do now, which would take an army of 20, 30 employees just to even run an operation, is all being done by AI. I'm in shock, but like I knew this day was coming, but like sometimes we don't want it to be here because we feel like change is tough. But one thing that's constant in life is change. AI is here, guys. Either use it for good or it's going to be used against you, and you're going to be an outdated axe picker trying to find pieces of gold when people like me and Zach are going to be stacking up gold bars because we know how to use AI to get it done. So just keep that. I know we've always said, hey, it's here, guys. There is no more around the corner. You are literally in it right now. If you guys understand with the software, with XLeads, everything we do, we saw this coming years ago. That's why our software incorporates all this involved in it for wholesaling.
I mean, I've been telling people to use AI since I had long hair. That's how long AI has been a thing here. I used to have long hair telling AI is going to change everything. And
it's because he couldn't get to a barber during that time.
But like basically what's crazy is it's exactly what you're saying. So we're in the third phase of AI coming in. So the way I like to look at it as an analogy is everyone is panning for gold with just like their little hands. And that's fine. That's all great. And then basically this new AI thing came with a shovel, or like let's call it a pickaxe. And basically there's very few people who had a pickaxe. And so there's 100 miners. There's 5 guys with pickaxes. And if you have the pickaxe, it's great. Now AI is turning the third phase, which is like those massive like machines. You just throw the dirt in and it auto pans for like 24 hours a day. Mm-hmm. And that means if you're on the lower half, right? That basically means right now, like on the lower half of this, if you want to be on the bottom barrel, you have to have the pickaxe. And so the bare minimum now is having the pickaxe. And so, yeah, there's paid tools like XLeads, which is like the big, fat, crazy mining system, but you need to have the pick. What I mean by the pickaxe is you need to go out here and still use AI, even if you have no money. And there's plenty of free ways to use AI, right? I tell about digital bandit signs. I tell about posting on Facebook groups. That's still here. And that's going to be a thing for a decent amount of time. But the thing about it is if you are trying to, let's say, have a cold call operation and you are hiring VAs, you are sadly mistaken. If you're going out here and just trying to traditionally market, you're sadly mistaken. If you want to run Facebook ads, you're sadly mistaken. Why? If you look at Facebook stock, do you know Facebook's revenue is up like 40% year over year?
Crazy.
It ain't because they're getting 40% more people paying for ads, by the way. It is because they're just raised prices by 40%. And these guys and gals are like, oh, Facebook ads. Yeah. Okay. Can any business sustain a 40% increase, right? The cool part is the cost per lead for cold calling is actually staying the same, if not going down with AI. And we're seeing the same thing happen. And so one of the biggest issues I've seen in wholesaling was when free skip tracing came about, right? And I give credit where credit's due, right? The first company to make free unlimited skip tracing was Deal Machine, and I was very proud to work with them on the launch when that happened. And what happened back then was exactly what I predicted was going to happen today. From there, many other companies, including X Leads, were able to develop free unlimited skip tracing. Now, take some people who don't want to make any profits and who's a little crazy in the head to say, you know what, we're going to do free unlimited skip tracing for 97, and then you add a CRM, and then you go out here and you add some AI automations, your SMS, your e-signing, all this stuff, and have it there. But like, tell you that then everyone created free unlimited skip tracing, because the point of a wholesaling software is if your software does not have free unlimited skip tracing, you're cooked. You're done. Yeah. Like I see these softwares, like it comes with if you pay me $100 a month, I'll give you 1,000 free skip traces. I'm like, bro, you're done, right? And so the thing about it is if a software doesn't have free unlimited skip tracing, it's dead out of the water, right? We've seen many wholesaling software companies now introduce free skip tracing because that is just the bare minimum, because that has now become the pickaxe when it comes to cold calling or texting, because you cannot afford anymore to spend $500 a month on skip tracing. Just get a software that's like $150 and you get it done, right? I mean, actually it's 97, but like still like insanity. And we're seeing this happen all over the game in wholesaling. In 2026, it's going to be very difficult to kind of win easily in this game. And what I mean by this is in wholesaling, you still have to cold call, right? You still have to talk to sellers. You still have to follow up with leads. But the thing about the cool part about wholesaling in 2026, why it's easy still to win, is because most wholesalers right now can't follow up with a lot of leads. And what I mean by this is if you have 40 leads in your CRM, the average wholesaler cannot give them a touch twice a week. I just, the bar, like I'm talking, good wholesalers do that. Obviously, I've always done that and everyone should do it. But like the minimum, they can't hit. Most wholesalers, if you put 40 leads in their CRM, they will follow up once every other week because they're just, most of them inherently lazy, even if they have a good CRM. Unfortunately, I, as somebody who's, coming out with version 3 of X Leads, we both know with us, and I know some other wholesaling software companies, I'm not going to mention any, in 2026, especially version 3 coming, these CRMs are getting so good with AI. And it's not even the CRM being good, it's just AI being so good. I'll be honest. AI is just going to make sure that it's impossible for you not to follow up with the lead. That's the problem. And so if everyone now becomes elite at following up with leads, it's more difficult than ever, right? And so AI is going to be changing a lot how we do things, right? For example, leads are still becoming way more expensive when it comes to paying for it, right? So if you pay for leads, they're becoming way more expensive, and it's still extremely hard to train VAs. So that's a really good advantage you have. Now, currently of this video, and I'm not going to release what version 3 has. I mean, in 2 weeks from today, we're actually doing that, which is awesome. But right now, AI is not at the point where it will call and close the seller for you. I do believe we are going to get to that point in the next 2 years where you won't even know the difference between an AI call or a non-AI call, and they're probably going to be able to close sellers. Not as good as a human being, but in 5 years, it's going to happen. And that's becoming a main issue. Like, for example, if you look at, this isn't even version 3, so I'm not spoiling anything, but for $120 a month, you can get free, so you get unlimited AI. And basically that means is your AI will text 100,000 sellers for $120 a month. If you're paying for a VA for your SMS, what is wrong with you? Like, that's terrible. And now there's some AI SMS things I'm not going to reveal here, but I will tell you this, and I don't think this is a spoiler because everyone knows I always bring the heat on every version we pop out with X Leads. We're at the point now, and I don't think, maybe I'm going to reveal something, but like we're at the point now, especially in version 3, where AI is basically going to be able to determine, basically it's going to be able, you just click a button and then AI is going to say, yeah, let me talk to this person, Zach. Okay, here's a code violation list. Okay, thanks, Zach. And then it talks to the sellers for you, and it says, yeah, Rick, this guy wants to sell. Okay, just letting you know he wants to sell. Okay, I just emailed you and texted you. This guy wants to sell. Go hit him up.
My fantasy, my
wait, Rick, wait. I told you he needs to sell. You didn't reach out to him. Okay, let me reach out to him for you.
Yeah,
and it'll just reach out for you too. And it's going to be the point now, and this is version 3 also, by the way, that you talk to the seller and say, I think I want to sell in a couple months. hey, AI Rick, this guy
Mhm.
wants to sell in a couple months. Okay. Can you text him every other week for the next like month or two? And then if he wants an appointment, just put in my calendar for me. Okay.
It's a lot of work. I don't want to do
You know,
it. I got to eat dinner.
and guess what? But what if Zach? What if they call the text on AI? Their name's John, and they sound really really good, and they're pretty cool. Like I'm just telling you. And so version 3 is getting really scary. And again, I don't say this to be like doom or gloom, because if you have no money, you're fine. Like you're fine. You still need to use the tools and systems that we tell you that are free. And probably the main issue and the scariest part, and again, I'm letting everybody know this, the scariest part about 2026 is not even the AI or the systems or the X leads, which is obviously amazing. The worst possible thing is kind of happening for you guys. And what I mean by this is, how do I say this the right way? I'm just going to say it. And, like, and I feel like DJ Khaled. Okay. So actually, I'm going to show you this. I don't think you know this, but you know who DJ Khaled is?
Yeah. He's
He has an album, and it's one of the funniest albums ever. His album is called Suffering from Success. All right. Let me show you. Let's show everyone a picture of what Suffering from Success. It's actually a pretty good album, but it's a DJ Khaled album. It's called Suffering from Success.
Does he actually sing or not?
He says he says a couple of words. He's a producer, but he is suffering from success. And right now, me and Rick are like this. We're suffering from success. And so you guys are going to suffer from our success, unfortunately. I'm just going to be completely honest with you. So let me tell you something. It's a hard pill to swallow, but freewholesaling.com is growing way too fast. And there's only really kind of two people to blame. It's me and Rick. And then I'll be honest, Sam Ovens is, you guys should really not be happy with that guy, the CEO of School.
Yep.
He's actually been helping me like crazy.
He's a cool guy.
Him and Hormozy have kind of created this little system for me. And I've been actually messaging him and the School team for a while, and they've actually shown me a couple of things that have blown up freewholesaling.com. I'm not going to mention it, but basically we're almost getting 6,000 to 7,000 people joining freewholesaling.com every single month. Yeah. And a couple thousand of those people didn't even know what wholesaling real estate is. And they go through this course. And what used to happen, let's say what happened last year. Last year, you joined freewholesaling.com. No, freewholesaling.com wasn't even a thing last year. Okay, you joined a free wholesaling course. The sucker was 200 hours. And if you really wanted to get the best information, you had to watch the entire thing. Mm-hmm. The good part about that means if 1,000 wholesalers watched the course, probably 200 of them went through the whole thing. Unfortunately, I made the same exact course, but I moved it from 200 hours to 20 hours. Same info. I just made it really good. And we've pretty much like doubled or tripled the amount of people joining every single month in the free course. So right now, we're getting 6,000 to 7,000 people going through the course that we just dropped a couple of months ago. And we actually update a couple things on there every month. And I hate to tell you this, but like we're producing a lot of wholesalers right now. And you guys actually are probably going to be mad at me. And that's great. Like I'm making a ton of money on JVs. I'm making more money than ever overall, or more X leads people than ever. And I guess it's good for me. But the main issue for this is there's a lot more people that know our systems than there were last year and the year before that. Like if you bring up the word government list, people know about it now. People do not really know about. If you ask somebody, how do you pull a probate list? People used to say, what's a probate? Now it's kind of just common. And that kind of sucks. I made government lists pretty much available anywhere in the entire world, like from a click of a button. Like there's some issues. I think the biggest problem is my AI coaching bot. That's really bad. Like the course is literally too good. Like you could just ask me questions via AI that's trained off of every word I've ever said on YouTube, you and me. Like for example, if you have a seller in a probate, you could just ask the Rick GPT, hey, this is my probate situation. And the AI literally watched 1,000 hours of Rick talking about probates. It can pretty much guess what Rick's going to say with 99% accuracy. That's not good if you are like trying to like be the only wholesaler in Macon, Georgia. That's the problem. And so the unfortunate part about this is more wholesalers are coming in this business and they're becoming better trained. And it's not a terrible thing. I don't think so. But I'm being honest with you. Like, it's like, what do we do then? Because me and Rick have talked about this for a very long time. It's like, okay, like, are we actually going to like kill wholesaling, you and I? Because if we just triple the amount of wholesalers and they all are extremely well trained, is that going to hurt everyone? Right? Because yeah, of course we're going to make millions of dollars. It's great. But like, is that going to hurt the average wholesaler? And it's like, well, what if we just start charging like $500 a month for Wholesaling.com? That might be able to like starve off some of these broke wholesalers. So maybe that like it doesn't get too saturated, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we basically decided, and then we went back, and then I went on my phone, and then I just looked at all my hate comments from real estate wholesaling coaches who said I'd never amount to anything and that I'm a loser. And then I said, no, we're going to keep it free. Because the truth is, honestly, my mission is just to help anyone who's broke get rich wholesaling, and we just got to keep our mission going. And we decided the only thing that we kind of can do is we can just charge for X leads, and we can make X leads so dang good that you kind of need it. And then maybe that can help with this whole divide happening. But we really don't have an answer. I don't have an answer for AI. I personally, between you and me, I don't want AI to be able to text motivated sellers. I would rather it be illegal than legal. I'm being honest with you. Like, let's talk to Rick and Zach and just the wholesalers. It would be overall better for this industry if it was illegal to text with AI. It would, because unfortunately, you can have somebody who texts 1 million people, and for $100, AI will text 1 million people in 30 seconds. And unfortunately, they're going to set appointments like that. Like, so the big companies, they only have to spend $120, and they can just send 1 million texts, and AI will do 1 million texts back instantly. And literally for $120, they have like 500 VAs. And it's not good, because the top companies are just going nuts with this stuff. And unfortunately, because somebody reached out to you guys, if they text you back or they opted in, like it's illegal. And so there's nothing you can do about it. So obviously X Leads is great about it, but like not good. Okay. So I don't want to be that guy that's like gatekeeping. And the only real big solution I've ever found is just JVing. So I said this a year ago, actually. I said the amount of people in our community is going to double. We had 10,000 people for Wholesaling.com. Now we're at 40. So it's actually 4X. Unfortunately now, and I hate to tell you this, but like the only real way to make money off this wave of new wholesalers coming in is 2 ways. You can create a wholesaling software. So good luck, because there's not one wholesaling software that's $97 with a CRM, dialer, texting, free unlimited skip tracing, AI. Like, you can't do it. Like, you would have to charge $150 a month. That's why there's not one for 97. You actually have to probably try to start losing money in software to do that. So you can't do that. Well, number 2, okay, cool. You can go and just JV with people. Wait a second. Don't we do both of that?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, we do. Yeah. We do both of them. Huh. So guys, just being honest with you, don't be like this. Don't be this type of person that says, oh, if you want to be good at wholesaling, all you have to do is just focus on one thing. And then that person just does wholesaling one thing, but they own title companies. They own like these software companies, and they own all these, and they own like the wholesaling coaching programs, and they own funding programs. They just you focus on one thing, but me, I'm going to do 12 other things on the side, right?
Yeah. It's
very hypocritical. I see people in the wholesaling industry do that all the time. They say, you should really focus on your health, and they're fat. Like, is that an oxymoron that you just tell people and then what you do is. So what I say, if you want to look at somebody successful in wholesaling, don't believe what they say, believe what they do. And so the biggest 2 things I truly believe in my heart to make a ton of money in this AI wave when it comes to new wholesalers coming in is going to be, number 1, have a wholesale software, which you and I have gone all in, and number 2, gone all in on the JVs. Those are the only 2 ways I have found you can progressively scale and make money with the wave of wholesalers coming in and the saturation. You got to make money by doing that, because if you don't, it's going to get crazy. Now, we're still doing traditional wholesaling. That's all great. Trust me. There's a lot of good money there, but there's a couple things that I wish I could say about version 3, but like I'll talk about it a little later. But I'm telling you right now that the AI train is coming to your market soon. That's all I can tell you. And I don't want to say it to be crazy, but the AI train is coming. And I'm going to say a very controversial statement. You know, can you say that controversial statement this time, not me? Why do I have to be the bad guy? Why do I need to be the bad guy?
Which one?
This one. You go say it, not me.
The truth of the matter, the tools we built with XLeads, to be honest with you,
the ones coming out, not the ones now, but the ones coming out.
Yeah, the version 3 is coming out with everything you guys have asked for. And to be honest with you, a lot of people think, oh, you just, you put this together in the last year. No, dude, this is 23 years of my wish list that everything I wish I could have had back then. Now, here's the difference is those that take advantage of it are going to have it. Those who go, nah, I'll get by. I'll take my little axe pick and go here. You're going to get killed. Honestly, I don't even know what VAs are doing. I mean, there's got to be entire chat forums out of like the Philippines. They got to be freaking out. Because honestly, guys, for like $120 to get all the automations you get inside of XLeads, some of you have like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 VAs, thousands of dollars a month, not even really getting good results. And we're going to dumb it down and make it so plain and simple. If I don't know, if I have a VA company, listen, VAs served the time. It was the manual.
Remember what our customer service did? We have some VAs on XLeads, and they asked, they said, Zach, like, is this going to replace us? They actually asked us, is this going to replace us? And I'm like, no. And obviously, like, I want you to let you know, I've not fired on the XLeads team. I've not fired one person, and I've kept them on, and I've always I've always promoted everyone. I got VAs making almost $20 an hour. Okay. But I will let you know this, right? That XLeads version 3, this is okay. Let's get rid of the AI. This quote is not about AI. XLeads version 3 is going to severely hurt wholesalers that don't use it. And I know that you're like, oh, what are you talking about, Zach? I'll say this. There's one mega thing. There's two mega things, but the mega thing for the basic Pro and X plan. So the basic plan gets this mega thing. Okay, you know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
It's a list. It's one list. This list has never been done in the history of wholesaling softwares. It's a list. I'm not going to say it. And it actually is going to be the only wholesaling software with this specific list. It's not an AI list. It's a list. Okay. And this is, I'm not going to say it, but the thing about this list this XLeads list is going to do, it's going to severely hurt anybody that doesn't have it, because it's going to pretty much democratize this list to only people who have XLeads, and people who don't have XLeads won't have this. And I'm a man of my word. I think I've proven that over and over. Remember I had version 1. I told people in version 2, like, guys, I promise you version 2 is going to blow your mind. And it blew everyone's mind. Because it came out free on the Skiptracing and a CRM, which never been done for that price. Version 3, there's a specific list coming out. I'm not going to say it. It's disgusting. That's all I can tell you. And on the buyer side, it's disgusting too. I'm not going to mention it. But what I could tell you is,
guys,
how do I say this? You know what it is, right? Mm-hmm. You have dreamed of, we've had talks about this when, okay, I'm going to say this. This list that is coming out in 2 weeks, I have asked the CEOs of almost every single software company 5 years ago, I'm begging you, can I tell you a secret? And they said, yes. I'm like, and some of them said, Zach, do I need to sign an NDA for this? Is it that big? I said, I probably should, but no. If you just do it, I'll be happy. And every single one of them, not every single one, some of them, I guess, said they're working on it, but I haven't seen anything. Basically said, that's impossible to do. You can't do that list. You can't do that list. I said, why not? I said, it would change everything. You'd be the #1 wholesaling software. They said, they said, you can't do that. It's too hard. And we've been sitting on this list for a little bit, and it's coming out, version 3. And it's, how do I say that? It's going to be insanity. That's all I could tell you. So Yeah, that's I'm gonna shut up about it because yeah. And the great automation of wholesaling is coming in 2026. We're already starting to see it. Let's use 4 examples, right? If you want to go out here and you want to compete with these wholesalers, right now let's talk about the pickaxe of wholesaling. You haven't, let's say you're broke, you got no money. Could you imagine this happens? You take a picture of the property and say, text Rick personally and say, hey, Rick, what's the repairs on this deal? And you text back within a minute, says this is how much the repair costs based on the pictures with like 99% accuracy. Crazy. Do you think, what about this? Okay, that's pretty dang good, right?
It's excellent.
But what if I forced you to become a master general contractor and I just imported in your brain 15 years of general contracting and I made you the greatest general contractor when it comes to repair costs of all time. And I made your IQ like 300 of Albert Einstein's, right? Would you be even better at it?
Yeah.
Well, AI already has a higher IQ than Albert Einstein. And as of today, you can take a picture of a property, upload it to ChatGPT and say, what are the repair costs? It'll tell you. It's so crazy. It'll tell you, oh, that looks like it's tornado damage on the concrete. The cost of that is going to be this. And so I'm not telling you, oh, you have to buy X leads or you're done. Like, I'm not saying that. It's just going to be significant. It's like saying you need X leads or you're done. No, like obviously you could manually skip trace with cyber background checks. That's fine, right? You can do it. It's just a lot harder to do that, right?
You're going to run out of time.
You're going to run out of time. And so the automations in 2026 for the free side are going to be crazy. Me and you, right? We're sitting on a couple things I'm not going to say on the free end with the AI automations. That's going to be crazy. The biggest drop is the AI coaching bot. Absolutely insane. I think that's very underutilized, very underrated right now. I think the biggest change of 2026 when it comes to the free side of wholesaling is going to be AI comping. By far, without a doubt, okay, the AI comping revolution is going to happen. And AI comping, like on the free side, okay, AI comping on the free side is going to be insane. ChatGPT is like, okay, right now at comping. And I just hope you understand that ChatGPT is only getting better. And ChatGPT and Zillow are like homeboys, okay? They're like best friends, all right? And Zillow just feeds all this data to ChatGPT. And it is getting disgusting because if outside of a non-disclosure state, Zillow is going to feed data and all these comps to really ChatGPT. And of course, Zillow is doing this on purpose, in my opinion, because they're trying to get rid of realtors, which I think is an amazing thing. But AI comping is going to be deadly accurate. Like, I might go out on a limb here. I'm saying in 5 years from now, it's going to be very, very, very hilarious to watch somebody manually comp. Because you're just going to be able to just put in the address. It's going to do most of the comping for you. And it's going to be insane. And if you can manually train it, like it'd be even crazier. And so what I can tell you is on the free side, if you're using AI for your comping now, that's amazing. It's going to help you out. But if you're in 3 years, if you're not using AI comping, like you're done. Right? It's scary. And you were the biggest skeptic of it until you comped the property. Then I said, okay, throw it in the AI. Like, wait, how does it have it?
I remember when I first got out and started teaching, I said, don't spend more than 10 minutes. Then we cut it down to 2 minutes and like 30 seconds with X leads. It's getting to the point where you're not even have to like think about it. You're still going to have to do some rationale on it. But remember, your goal as a wholesaler is not to get a perfect comp. It's to get a great wholesale deal. And if you got to get like the perfect comp, 9 times out of 10, it means you overpaid for the property. Like if I buy it 150, 175, if it's worth 320, whatever, I'm still going to move forward with the deal. The only time it becomes a problem is the property's worth 220 and you guys are trying to pay like 195 for it. That's why you spend so much time comping. But I agree, like to be honest with you, AI is going to be smarter. You guys got to understand this. I have one brain. Zach's got like 5 brains, but like AI never passes away. So when you take people like Albert Einstein, Charlie Munger, all these people with an incredible knowledge in their life, unfortunately, a lot of it goes away with them. With AI, these are going to live on forever. And then they're going to imagine taking 1 billion brains, which AI has the ability to do it. And it's just think of all the pictures, the recollections. When you look at houses, when you look at deals, it's just going to get smarter and smarter. Imagine if you could live thousands of years, how wise you would be. And that's the scary part of AI. Like part of it, I enjoy it. The other part of it horrifies me, but luckily I'm old, so his kids can kind of deal with it. But we're talking about right now in 2025, if you're wholesaling, like people are treating like AI like that. Don't worry, it's coming. It's here, guys. I'm telling you, it's so deep. If you're using VAs, I question even what you're doing. Like I'm
Well,
going
you
to be
need them still.
to a
Okay.
point. To a point.
To a point for calling, for following with leads and stuff, great. But I'm just telling you that a lot of that stuff's coming and go with VAs, and I'm actually working very hard at making sure that happens. But like still to this point, AI comping is the biggest free thing having. So what I'm going to say is just saddle up, boys. The reason I tell you to saddle up is I'm telling you the days of just going out here and pulling, let's say, a pre-foreclosure list and then texting 500 of them and getting a deal, it's just going to get worse. And I wish I could say no, but I'm looking at the stats. Okay. I'm just looking at the true stats out here. Okay. If 7,000 new people are just joining the free wholesaling course and they're all going through it, and we're just increasing the amount, all the numbers on my metrics are insane right now. It just keeps exploding. And the amount of wholesalers keep exploding. And this business is getting crazier and crazier. And then you mix that with, I'm just going to be honest with you, once AI starts regulating people and cutting people out of jobs, you're going to see a massive spike of people getting into wholesaling too. Like, for example, I'm not going to say anything about the current political economic environment, but we are at a point where we're cutting a lot of government jobs, which I think is actually a good thing. But I'm not going to get into that. I don't think we need 5 trillion people in the government. There's great government employees, by the way, but a lot of them I think are inherently bad and lazy. Not all of them,
Just
but
most of them.
But okay, yeah, okay. Literally, I'll make fun of every government employee except the military, so I'll be quiet. But basically, what I mean by this is you're going to get AI is going to be able to do a lot of the jobs of the government, which is the biggest employer overall, I guess. And AI is going to be putting a lot of people out of work. And I don't know if you've ever done, and again, this is controversial, and a lot of people are going to say, "Oh, you're dumb, Zach." I'm just going to tell you the truth. If you ever had a self-driving car that has a little bit of AI in it, like a little Cybertruck or something, right? And you just use that car and you drive it for I don't know, 4 or 5 hours, you're going to be like, wow, I now understand what's going to happen. And you pretty much know all these truckers and delivery people. And I know they'll never happen, Zach. Okay. Hear me out. I'm just telling you, once we're not here I think it's about 5 years. Once self-driving delivery trucks happen, we're going to have hundreds of thousands of people out of work. And we have a lot of Amazon drivers and things like that. And I just know how corporate America works. These Amazon drivers ain't cheap. Okay. They're very expensive. UPS drivers ain't cheap. And I promise you, the moment Amazon can do a calculation that it's cheaper to just have a self-driving car and a self-driving robot, I promise you, they will fire these people. That's what they'll do because it's just profits at the end of the day there, right?
You can't blame them.
You can't blame them, but that's just what they're going to do. And we're going to have a massive shift that we've never really seen of people moving jobs. And you're going to be very shocked at what's going to happen. And unfortunately, I think a lot of them are going to try to get in their own business because that's the only thing you can do. And unfortunately, the only thing AI really can't replace is who owns a house. And that's the main part right now that we can go do. Now, can we talk about what AI is going to do if AI can build a house for you? How much cheaper that is?
That's coming.
But is that going to crash the market? Who knows? I think it might a little bit because I already told you, right? Think of a $500,000 house right now in Florida, a $500,000 house, right? How much of just raw materials does that house cost? Would you say?
At least 60%,
okay?
55, 60%.
So 300 grand of that $500,000 house was just materials, right?
Correct.
Okay. So let's say the robot, it's $50,000 just to use the work, and it works 24 hours a day.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to be able to build more houses for cheaper. Who knows? So it's not going to make house prices down by like 70%, but it might be in the future, 20% cheaper to build a house. And that's going to have massive effects on real estate prices. And so what I'm going to tell you is that's going to be a big thing. We have an influx of wholesalers going in this industry, which we all see the stats. If you're, and by the way, if you're a real estate wholesaling coach who sells $14,000 coaching, I've seen them actually say this on YouTube. They've said, everyone's leaving the wholesaling space. No, because your numbers are down because no one wants to buy your $14,000. Just because less people are buying your $14,000 wholesaling program does not mean there's less wholesalers in the industry. That just means you suck.
No, it worked. Listen, that model worked because it was brilliant at the time. Like somebody teaching a niche and skill is great. But guys, with AI and the internet, like there'll always be a need for certain types of coaching. I'm not talking about youth and stuff like that, mentor stuff like that. But like when it comes to wholesaling, if you want to get the basics and you're a person who wants to go out there and work, it doesn't even make sense to hire a coach like it's just my personal opinion. There's so much information. It always comes down to the execution. The reality is I'm in South Florida. A guy or gal's over in California. Everyone's going to have a little bit of a system because all real estate's local. So if you understand that, unless you hire somebody in your backyard and you physically do deals with them, which I'm always for. I think it's really cool. It is a dying art. But past that, if you're going to go on the internet and get information, you might as well get the blueprint because you're going to have to customize it to your market. You're going to have to customize it to your ability. And if you're one of those people that just going to lock down, make a decision, not a choice, a decision. See, a decision is permanent. A choice is an option. And this is the problem with the internet. You guys have, why wholesale? You can do novations. You can do this. You can do creative financing. I'm not knocking on all of them. It's not a replacement for wholesaling. You see, those are options. And options are what we call choices. And choices allow someone to sell and make you doubt yourself till you turn blue. Make a decision. You can go in wholesaling, go in. No matter what. Are you going to use AI? Or are you not going to use AI? Just make a decision. And then you have choices. Am I going to text them? Am I going to cold call them? These are choices within the program. And like, I can't tell you, there is no two markets that are identical. There's a lot of rhymes that goes on with it. But guys, you've got to make decisions. You've got, like, people thought me and Zach were crazy because we weren't selling a coaching course. People thought Elon Musk was crazy when he was inventing electric cars and going to the moons. All that. At some point, everything changes in life, and you are witnessing it right now. The thing is, do you have the guts to stand up before the change happens? I know we did, and that's the difference. And so now it's all to come to fruition. Good plans take 4 and 5 years to put together.
Yep.
So if you want to make quick money, go out and do a coaching course. There's plenty of people that teach how to do it. All those are going to be replaced with AI. I'm just telling you, there's
well, the AI GPT is already here,
and it's smarter.
And I found, and people are trying to charge money to get coached by their AI bot, which is hilarious because I'll be honest with you, it was really easy to make our AI coaching bot because you just said, "Hey AI, just watch every Flip with Rick video." Done.
That's it. There's your course.
But that's how easy it is to train an AI. Just watch every Flip with Rick video that me and you have said. So boom, now it's trained.
Yeah. The problem is, once again, I'm not anti-coaching. It's just where's the value in it? If you can have a bot learn everything you've learned, take all my 23 years experience and then go, okay, I'll sell it to you, everybody for $20. I'll sell it to 500,000 people. Like, once again, man, like, are you really providing value, or are you just duplicating and putting it out there? And that's where, God, don't get me started on like the responsibility of AI, but like, what is the value? If everybody can do it, it's the same across the board. So what worked well in the early 2000s in the coaching model, listen, when people came out with coaching in like the mid to late 90s, they thought they were crazy, and they were charging 25 grand. And then it ran all the way through, I think, 20, 21, 22. And you guys have kind of realized, like, why would I do that? That's like, I used to have to pay per minute when I had my first cell phone call. I was very careful who I talked to. I used to have pagers. Guys, I'm so old, I used to chisel out like Fred Flintstone a contract. That's how old I feel in wholesaling.
You know how old I am? I used to have to pay for
Yeah, I know
skip trade.
you are.
I used to pay for
I used to pay $1.50 for one phone number. You know how crazy
skip
that
tracing.
is? But I was happy with
Hey.
it because very few people had it. The list was $3,000 to $4,000. I knew it was gold back at the time. The one thing is, guys, understand change is always coming. If you don't have change, it means you're not alive. And so if I'm sitting there handwriting contracts, old school, meeting people one-on-one, and we look where we are at 2025, you either are going to learn and embrace the change or you're going to fight it. And if you think going on MLS is going to solve all your wholesaling woes, it's not. You've got to find automations. You've got to use speed, and you got to have the ability to get information fast. And that's what AI, that's everything we talk about in X Leads. That was our vision when we saw this coming. And the thing is, you want to know why I don't do like the coaching? Because it's very manual.
We coach, it's just free.
Yeah, we coach to do deals with us. And that's what I do. And I listen, I use forms of coaching in other areas of my life. There's just wholesaling. Why would you go outside of freewholesaling.com? It's just the truth. I know it hurts and ruins a lot of people's business plans, but at some point you have to make the changes. And those people that used to do it or think about doing otherwise, the idea is you need to be more innovative and creative and find things to help people out, the new generation of wholesaling. Guys, I spin my head with what's going on, especially with what he does. But like, you have to be open to it. If I want to stay in wholesaling, I have to stay up to it. It takes me 5 times longer to learn the technologies. And I just have different learning abilities, ADHD, you can call it whatever you want. But as I said, we have to adapt. And that's the whole point of this video, is understanding. I'm blown away by what you can do with AI.
Well, okay, we're like just talking about half of it, because what I told you, and this is the hype part about it, right? We have some things coming down the line, and here's the things that are coming down the line that are kind of upsetting. First and foremost, right? We have these AI tools coming in to make it a bigger disparity of who's got it, who doesn't, right? These lists are making it easier for the people that have it, but worse for the people that don't. The pickaxe thing, right? Next, the AI part is helping people for free. That's insane.
Awesome.
And number 3, we have the huge influx of wholesalers coming in. Good and bad at the same time. Now, we're getting a lot of comments, though. We're getting a lot of comments, okay? Doesn't this mean wholesaling is going to be saturated now because you got 7,000? Well, I have some good news. Me and Rick are we're the only wholesalers on the internet that can even get numbers like that on a wholesaling course. So we're the only ones that have that. Every other person on YouTube, they can't get those numbers. And so the good thing is we're the ones that teach for free, which means we're the only ones that get all the students, which is nice. But also, there's something coming down the line that is going to help with saturation. And this is pretty dang exciting. But me and Rick have this prediction, and it's not an insane one. I don't think we're stupid. But we'll tell you that in the short term, we do believe in the next year, interest rates are going to be going down, which is going to shoot up prices. And
come on, Jerome.
And it's going to shoot up the transaction volume. Like we already, you've seen these little things where like interest rates go down like 0.25%, and just transaction volume just jacks up.
Guys, I mean, transaction volume in real estate in general, I'm not even talking about wholesaling, it's at some of the lowest levels I've ever seen. So if you guys, just a quick crash course on how real estate works, it's always an ebb and flow. And one of the biggest predictors outside of the government, which basically is the Fed's decision on interest rates. Now, I'm not going to get into politics.
Well, I'll tell you about the politics.
Why drops it 2 or 3 times right before an election, and now we can't do it?
2 Fed governors, for the first time in 30 years, dissented.
Yeah, they did.
The decision to keep him steady. That has never happened in 30 years. So let you know, if 2 Fed governors are already arguing against this, you know where things are heading.
But guys, what happens is real estate, and I told you, when I was like, oh my God, the market's going to crash. We were talking about when 2022, definitely 23. I always told you, the problem is real estate's a very slow lagger. The stock market, it's instant. They get bad news overnight, like the market crashes, but it recovers just as quick. The problem in real estate, it's like a slingshot. And right now, inventories are exploding. Prices are stagnant and dropping. Once again, it's local. Some of you guys have actually very good markets with low inventory and rising prices. But for the most part, like in Florida, it's It's an S show. It's really bad. It's like they're people like it's a buyer's market. But what happens is the average mortgage rate's around 7%, depending, and that's if you got good credit, is people with the average home price above 400,000 in the United States. I think 420 is hovering around 425. To get approved for a loan at 7%, you have to have incredible income levels. And it's way outstripped what the average American can afford, makes. And I'm talking about combined. Guys, just to afford a $500,000 house, like you got to have like combined income of like 250, 300,000. And that's just not the reality of where America is. So there's a lot of pressure on affordable housing. I don't see prices going way back, but when those interest rates start to drop, it's going to be a very interesting experiment, because here's the key with wholesalers. All we care about is the transaction level. I don't give a crap what the interest rate's at.
Mm-hmm.
Like real estate always goes on, but when there's more transaction, there's more opportunities, and that's where we make our money. And this is where your buyers will start to bid up your properties and pay more. Guys, we've been in what, a 2, maybe 3-year glut on selling our properties. It is what it is. And if you're making money in this market, just imagine when those interest rates start to spring. It looks like it's going to be fall. Not going to get in the politics of it. But when it goes, guys, it's going to be like right now, like we are fighting to sell our properties for like decent prices. But when it goes back, if you guys are around 2013 to like to 21, that was the stupidest market I've ever seen, because most people weren't wholesaling. They were just speculating. Now you take the fundamentals, because we've been through some, I think, kind of hard times showing people that you can't just speculate and live. I saw wholesalers go on the internet. I got killed in 2021, 20. You're not wholesaling then.
Yeah.
You minimize your risk, maximize your reward. Now, the good news is when those interest rates ease up and it goes back down, you just make a lot more money. And that's when but if you're ramped up and ready to go, but the question is, are you going to be able to sift through the leads, the follow-ups, everything else you do? What tools are you going to use to put at your discretion? And what's a good ROI for you? I don't know about you, but like I'd rather buy a piece of software to help me with acquisitions, marketing, and dispositions, even if it was a couple $100. I mean, I see softwares out there, $500, $600. You guys stroke checks all the time. I think most people buy X Leads because it makes them a better wholesaler. It's designed by wholesalers, and they get a pay raise because they can get rid of all these other services they do.
I said this a while ago, but like X Leads is the only wholesaling software that is proud to be a wholesaling software. Every other wholesaling software says real estate investing software, real estate for real estate investors, for real estate. We just say we're for wholesalers, and we just want to help wholesalers. We're going to innovate for wholesaling. We're the only wholesaling software that says we're the only software that says we're for wholesalers. It's insane.
And it just, I find it funny when I love when like other wholesale companies, not wholesale companies, software companies, like their customer service isn't up to our par. I go, dude, we'll get that where it needs to be. But like, I'm like you, if I provide you.
What are you talking about? I'm just, we've had literally like everyone's commenting how good the customer service is.
We've come a long way. But I'm just telling you, when we launched our software, our dedication was to give you the tools to get the marketing and do acquisitions. And that's what wholesalers do. It will always be my focus.
It's the best customer service out there. I tell you right now, X Lead support will answer every single phone call. And if it doesn't answer it, you'll get called back instantly.
It's unbelievable.
We used to have 24-hour to answer any tickets. We're under like 12 hours now. Yeah. And it's probably going to get to 4 soon. So FYI, our customer service,
we get better at it. And I'm just telling you, we are wholesalers at heart. So we designed everything around the wholesalers. I remember when we used to work with all these companies and quality companies, but they're like, you don't understand. I go, no, we're wholesalers. This is what we want. You know what it would cost to do that, and do they really need that? I'm like, dude, you're literally talking to a wholesaler. I'm telling you exactly what I'm looking for. And if I want it, hundreds of thousands of people want it. And that was one of our frustration things. Like, you ever dealt with a company? I'm like, I can tell in a company, I go, I don't think you've ever wholesaled a property in your life, because like you are talking like a foreign language to me. So I love it because we can now represent the wholesaling population, and we stay up with it. And we knew AI was going to be one of the biggest things, and we wanted to incorporate that in the X Lead software.
But so outside of X Leads, interest rates are going to be going down, and everyone can fight me on this. We're almost at 7%. So if you want to make a bet that interest rates are going to go to 8 or 9%, we can do that. We can play that game. But I'm making a pretty big bet on this that we're probably be closer to hopefully 6 or 5. I mean, 6 would, if interest rates are 6%, it would just go ballistic. If it goes to 5, it'd be insane too. I mean, I know everyone wants to argue with me, but I think Jerome Powell's gone 2026, right?
Yeah, and
they're gonna put no politics, but a certain president's gonna put whoever's gonna make him look best. And I don't blame the guy. I do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna put in somebody. And by the way, and again, I'm not getting political. I'm just telling you facts, and you can go cry to me all day. The two Fed governors, by the way, that dissented and wanted lower rates, they were the ones who just got appointed by the president. So if those people who got appointed by the president are thinking this, who do you think the president is going to appoint to be the Fed chair?
And they're talking about doing,
just telling the truth.
I know, a major overhaul to the Federal Reserve, because it was created in 1913. And you know how like they make banks keep a certain reserves in case there's ever a run on money. And somebody magically decided, why don't we pay banks an interest rate on those? And I'm here to tell you, I think they're going to get rid of it.
I don't think so.
You don't think so? Well, if the banks went for 30, 40 years without getting paid interest,
I don't think that's going to happen. You hate the Fed more than me. I like the Fed.
I think the Fed should be abolished.
I like the Fed. I think they do some.
We operated just fine before
it. More or less. I think the Fed's still needed, but I think it's a little too powerful. But that's just me.
It's ridiculous.
But the one thing I will tell you, we need interest rates a lot lower. But I'll tell you right now, once interest rates are going to be lowering, I'm just telling you, you're going to see the effects like crazy. So everyone talks about saturation. There are motivated sellers that have been begging to get out of their house, but their mortgage is at 3%, and they say, "Well, guess what? Yeah, I'd love to sell my house to you, Rick, but I can't afford it, because if I sell my beat up, crappy house, I have to go get a mortgage at 7%.
They won't
my mortgage at 1,000. Yeah. It's basically going to double.
Yeah.
To go be with my daughter who's across the country. Unfortunately, that's how many motivated sellers are right now, and I'm making millions wholesaling just the way things are right now. Could you imagine we double transaction volume?
I'm excited.
So everyone's crying about saturation. Look at where interest rates are going in the future. I'm just being honest. And again, if you think the current president is going to appoint somebody who is not 100% going to be his like yes man on bringing rates down. I mean, Trump literally said he wants rates to be negative last term. No, it's a real quote.
My dream.
He was experimenting that.
I just want a 5.
I know,
in front of it.
but he was experimenting negative interest rates.
Well, other countries have done that.
I know, no, but that's where his thinking is.
Yeah.
That's where his thinking is. So you know what that means?
That's where he's going to try to.
That's and so I'm just letting you know that. Again, I'm not getting the politics if that's a good or bad thing. I'm just going to tell you, this is a wave, and you rather make money off the opportunity than just sit with your twirling your thumbs. So I'm just telling you, we got a lot of stuff coming, and so I believe if rates go down, we're going to see a crazy rise in price and volume. Do you agree or do you disagree with that?
Yeah, I mean it's because basically the whole point of dropping interest rates is to stimulate capital expenditures. And so like if the average corporation, like right now, a lot of corporate debt is 7.5 to 8.5%. And there's a lot of projects, like even in our own backyard, a lot of projects are on freeze because to finance $100 million project, a difference of 2% is a phenomenal amount of money. But that translates down to every individual's home between getting HELOCs, refinancing. Refinancing doesn't even exist right now. Like mortgage brokers are dying on the grapevine right now as we speak. So, but the biggest thing is most people can't even qualify for a mortgage. So once those pressures come down, you'll see much more transactions. And a lot of people think, well, you know, wouldn't that lower prices? No, because people can afford more of a home. So it instantly gives a bump on pricing. So you want that, but it's a as I said, it's a slingshot effect. Right now, we are on the extreme end of what we're coming back out of the last 3, maybe even 4 years after the pandemic and everything. And now we're going to go back around the other way. So this is what I love. I've been on so many roller coaster rides in wholesaling. Here's the key, guys. Stay in it and be relevant what's happening in wholesaling today, and you can do some serious damage. If I stuck to my old ways when I started in this business, I'd be doing maybe 15, 20 deals a year. And you have to progress. You have to figure out how to run a business. And that's what me and Doug, the idea is to inspire you, get you started, get you past those first 5 deals, and then really get you ramped up, and then let you take the direction from there. Cause that's how everybody learns to be a great wholesaler. But so many of you guys want to go from 0 to like 5,000 deals. Like, let's start with deal 1. Get that axe pick out, get that gold pan, get that green pan, dig it, get some flakes in there, get me 5 flakes. And then let's use AI and just hit it out of the park. But now you can use AI to, even with that gold pan, like you can stretch that sucker out, do some serious damage with no cost. So if you use X Leads or use Chat GPT, I don't care, but just wake up and understand the change that's happening right now.
I don't know. The focus is all thrown off. You put your hand out. Like, it's like, hold on. If you do this, it's like stupid red cameras. All right, cool. We just moved all our cameras to like a bunch of these like red cameras.
See, this is AI messing with us.
Oh, Lord. Buyer AI is going to cause a disparity in Dispo for wholesalers. And so what I'm letting you know here is there's some brand new cash buyer AI, Dispo AI that X Leads is coming out for version 3. And it's going to get disgusting if you don't. You can't Dispo deal without it. It's crazy. And so it's going to get absolutely insane. That's all I'm going to tell you. I'm not going to. Okay. That's all I'm going to tell everyone. I remember AI comping is going to make pretty much everyone expert. AI agents is going to start getting really good. Like, I think I made you call the AI agents, and for the new X Leads version 3, like voice chat has just bumped up. I've been posting on my Instagram, like over time, how much better the AI calling has gotten. And it's getting better and better and better and better. And so what I basically mean by this is we talk about wholesaling saturation, about wholesalers. Let me tell you this. AI wholesaling bots are infinitely scalable, and that means more wholesalers. And what I mean by this is if there's 1 million wholesalers right now and everybody just used one AI bot, that means there's 2 million wholesalers.
Mm-hmm.
So if every person is going to be able, for a really, really, really low price, be able to start using AI bots for their calling and texting and qualifying motivated sellers, that means every wholesaler now who has no money, they're going to be able to get 4 or 5 employees in their business. That means if you don't have it, you're cooked, as the kids say. So AI wholesaling it's getting scary. And so, like, the truth is with X Leads, right? Every wholesaler can have a team of 20 VAs for $120. As of this video, I might be up a little more for version 3. I'm not gonna say what's gonna happen. Most people think we're gonna raise prices for X Leads. I don't think they're wrong. I'm not going to say where I'm not going to say how high it's going to be raised, or how we might just bring prices down. We just might make everything $5 a month. I don't know. I'm just kidding. No, it might be $500 a month, honestly. But yeah, but all I can tell you is look back. And a lot of people think we're crazy. Think about this. When free Skiptracing came out, it hurt many broke wholesalers, because I've seen wholesaling coaches show, like, use the software and you have to pay for Skiptracing. And I've seen screen shares of people say, this year, go pull us to 10,000 motivated sellers and spend $1,500 of Skiptracing.
It just shocks me.
And go cold call that list. I'm like, wait, $1,500 of Skiptracing? Like, yeah, just put your swipe just swipe your credit card, $1,500. I'm like, what? Crazy to me. Absolute insanity. And so if you're a broke wholesaler, that hurt you, because now everyone gets Skiptracing. Only the rich wholesalers could afford $1,500 in a month. It was actually amazing for us. We love that stuff, actually.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, the broke wholesalers got hurt, and unfortunately, AI is going to do the same thing, but with saturation. So I want to let you know that who is safe here. Drawing for dollars is going to be probably the safest marketing strategy, in reverse drawing for dollars. Right now, the AI bots can't get there yet, so good stuff. I'll be honest with you. If you're an X Leads user, you're going to be protected. Price wise too, because if you got X Leads like today at $97 for the basic plan, if prices go up, most likely going to go up for version 3. Guess what that means? You're locked in at that 97. So if we raise prices about $200 a month on the basic, right? That means you pay 97 for the rest of your life.
You know, Netflix doesn't do it that way.
No, I should, but no.
They do a price change, all
plans, but no.
300 million gets.
So X Leads users are protected, because when prices go up, they're protected. And
is that the Ginn clause?
I don't know. But the AI CRM part's going to be probably the craziest thing. So I'll tell you, if you have a CRM that uses AI automations, not like, oh, we have a chat bot with a triple line dialer, with SMS, with with free skip tracing.
No.
With the specialist coming in. No, okay, never mind. Just go to XLeads then. But basically, I want everyone to know that like it's not that you just, oh my gosh, if you don't have XLeads, you're cooked. I'm telling you, most people are going to use XLeads. It is kind of going to be basically the big awesome thing, and it is going to become the largest wholesaling out there. It's going to be by far the largest wholesaling software. Maybe next year, probably next couple of years. It's going to take some time there. It's definitely top 5 now, which is crazy. But by far, you don't need XLeads to become successful. Let me tell everyone about this, okay? All right. You don't need XLeads to become successful. You just need to know somebody who has XLeads. That's the key point. Mm-hmm. So, for example, I told everyone, if you have the X plan for XLeads, you get 60,000 exports. You know why I made it 60,000?
Tell me.
So you can get 50 and just give 10,000 to your friends.
Yeah.
You know why?
It's great.
Because, okay, Rick, I'll give you 10,000 of these leads. It won't cost me any money. Just give me half the deal.
Yeah.
You're getting equity in deals now for XLeads data.
We hand them out all the time.
And I don't have a problem with it, right? I have no issue with it, right? If you say, hey, and again, I don't have no issue with this, by the way. You know, on the Ninja mode, you can have unlimited users. So you can basically just say this, hey, I'm already paying $120 for my AI. How about this? How about you just give me like $3 a month for the phone numbers, for 3 phone numbers for like $2, for 2 phone numbers for $3, and you can just use my AI bot for free because I already have it trained. Yeah. And I'm already paying for it. I don't care. Go use the AI bot. Go nuts. Go crazy, right? But the thing is, you don't have all of it, so you got XLeads. And so it's pretty dang scary. So that's all I could say. Just go to xleads.com, check it out, and it's pretty dang scary. And so let's break this all down and let's share it. Let's talk some questions and let's share this. And so good question from Ray. Says, is your CRM native or is it based off of Go High Level? So the CRM portion is based off of Go High Level. I don't know why people are so scared of it. And if you say, well, why don't you just use a native one? Well, if you use a native CRM, any company that has a native CRM is going to cost at minimum $200 to $300 a month for the basic.
Yeah.
It also does not come with any leads. It really doesn't have any AI agents that are good, because the Go High Level AI that they're creating is the AI that we're using, obviously, for this. And no native CRM is big enough to create their own AI automation learning.
They can't. The return on their investment doesn't make sense.
They're spending tens to hundreds of millions of dollars on this stuff, and
you can't beat Go High Level's commitment to their integrations. You just can't. And if you're gonna.
Here's my favorite part. Here's my favorite part. Go to Go High Level yourself. It'll cost you $97 a month.
Just for that.
Just for Go High Level. But here's the cool part about it. You'll get Go High Level, but you won't get the leads. You get Go High Level and the leads with XLeads. So that's kind of the point. The reason why we made it off of Go High Level, because XLeads is always 97. We just said, okay, we'll give you Go High Level for free, and you get XLeads, and then you get the Go High Level for free. So I love when people say, oh, it's just Go High Level. No, it's XLeads, and we give you free Go High Level.
Yeah,
you get both for free. For free.
So you have one place where you can actually grow your wholesaling business, as opposed to the other way. You had to use 9 different services. None of them communicated together. And I don't know about you.
There's a wholesaling software. I go ban this guy. It's a wholesaling software guy. He used an anonymous word, and he said, well, Reddit said this. Here's my favorite part about it. I know a couple wholesaling software companies that are actually starting to do this. They're all software companies, by the way, that charge $200 to $300 a month. And some of them have like 3,000 skip traces a month, and they have no CRM. And they're upset because everyone's canceling their stupid software to go get us. I'm not calling any specific one. We have a lot of these trolls on the internet. It's hilarious. But it's not my fault everyone's canceling you to get XLeads. Okay, let's answer some questions. Let's see. This live made me rethink whenever I should get VAs or not. So, David, I'm not saying don't get VAs. What I'm saying is what you get the VA for. So right now, getting a VA for cold calling is the right move. Getting a VA for your following up the leads, probably not the right move, because this new AI that's trained basically off of wholesaling with Ninja Mode is, I hate to tell you, better than any VA when it comes to following up with a lead. A VA for closing a lead, I'm already questioning why you're doing that. A VA for your Dispo,
I don't. Listen, for cold calling, and there's still a lot of there. It's a lot of manpower to manage them, but like the follow-ups, you'll never like. You got to understand, AI doesn't talk back to you. It's very little money. You just pay for your time on air, and it can work 24/7 for you.
Ray says, yeah, that makes sense. I wouldn't get Go High Level if I could also access the data through X. So Ray, I hope you know that's a no-brainer. So I'm like, okay, well, I have all this X leads data, right? We can go develop our own CRM or just give it to everyone for free.
And we give it away for free, and we tell you where it comes from. I'm not like everybody says it's native. You guys are smarter than that. Like when you do it, and like native just means how long is it going to last?
Hear what he said. So yeah, I see a lot of these wholesaling people sell their Go High Level for $200, $300, $400 a month. Yeah. So I just give her. I found a hack to give the Go High Level for free, and yeah, that's the coolest part about it. And you get the X leads data. So the X leads is what the real innovation is going to be at. But I can also connect the data with Go High Level. There's not one CRM that is that big where it will connect the data through APIs correctly. This version 3. So yeah. So the biggest question is, when does version 3 come out? I'm getting X leads right now. That's awesome. Version 3 is coming out in 2 weeks. So August 14th is when it's coming out. So that's going to be Thursday. Yeah. Version 3 is coming out. So shout out,
live stream on it.
Big live stream. Again, I'm not trying to sell everyone X leads. I'm just saying if the prices come out and they're higher, I just want you to know, don't cry to me. When you go and say, yeah, no, I signed up for this wholesaling software company at $300 a month, and I realize that you have the same one, if not better, at $97, don't cry to me about it. Same thing I say about the wholesaling coaching. If you spent 14 grand on a credit card to buy someone's wholesaling coaching, don't cry about it. And the last thing I'm going to tell you about this X Leads version 3, because I don't want this to be an X Leads infomercial. Okay. 2 weeks, we'll have one. But basically, there is one big bomb that I'm not even, I don't even want to say because I'm going to slip up. There's one massive bomb on August 14th that we're going to do that nobody is seeing coming. Not my biggest haters, not my biggest supporters. None of you see this coming. And it's only going to, it's only going to be people that have an active X Leads account. All I could say. Am I right or wrong?
You're right.
You know what I'm talking about. Woo! It's going to be very, I don't know how to say it the right way. It's going to get crazy. No, when I tell you nobody's seeing it coming, no one's seeing it coming. Absolutely insanity. And no one's seeing this list that's coming out. Insanity. This new buyer AI. No one's going to see that. The extra things I'm not going to say. We're going to add some extra lists and stuff. And this big mega bomb that's going to just. The only thing I'll say about this mega bomb is I know for a fact when I drop this mega bomb on August 14th. You ready for this?
Yes.
Tell me if you agree with it.
I'll try.
Half the wholesaling real estate I know about half the wholesaling industry, all of these wholesaling coaches who don't talk about me, they're going to go to war with me now because of what I'm doing. Wow. They're going to go to absolute war to me for this. And I'm not going to say much, but all I'm going to tell you is some of these wholesaling like coaches are going to absolutely try to go to war with me, and they're going to blame me. And they're not going to be mad at you. They're going to be mad at me. And what I'm going to do is basically make getting leads way cheaper for everybody using X leads. But you know what? Everyone's going to be upset that I'm going to do it. But the only people that benefit is the wholesalers and people that have X leads. And I'm not specifically wanting to talk about it. No one really knows about it except you and me and, the development on there. But all I could say is no one's going to be able to even guess it. And I promise you, I'm going to answer some questions. Try to guess what this big bomb is. I promise you, and you can't even get. It's so crazy what you and I are about to drop on the 14th. Nobody was even going to see it coming. And when I say nobody in wholesaling has ever done this, I said no one's going to do this on the list. This is separate. This is something else that no one. I'm going to be zip on it. I remember when I went to you, I'm like, hey, I had this idea. You told me you almost threw me on the dock to the sharks. You were like, oh my gosh. Crazy. I'm excited. I'm pumped up. So, all right. So if you want to go to freeholston.com and join 6,000 to 7,000 new wholesalers coming in, go learn that. Our course is just too dang good. That's the problem. Alex, Zach, you should offer trained VAs to hire for cold calling. It's a good idea. It's a lot of work, man. We have the employee training library for cold calling for VAs on there. So yeah. Interesting. But yeah, it's is the basic plan also going to get more lists? I'm not going to say a word about anything. I'm just telling you, they're going to get lists you didn't even think about. Okay? Lists you didn't even think about. All right. Let's see here. Here comes the necessary price hikes. Interesting. Version 3, August 14th. If you get XCs now, are you going to get version 3 automatically be put in? Lucas says, do you see AI replacing the wholesaler? I don't really see AI replacing the wholesaler per se. I think there's going to be regulations with AI. This is my opinion, where you can't lie with AI. Right now, you can train an AI bot to lie, to say, I'm not an AI. I think there's going to be a federal law. That's just my opinion. That if you talk to AI and you ask if it's AI, it has to tell you. I think that's going to be a thing. I don't think how that's not going to pass as a law. So as long as that happens, no. If AI is so good and it's allowed to lie, then yeah, it's going to replace wholesaling. But I think that law is going to happen. So yeah, and you know why that's going to happen? Because AI realtors are going to be a thing, and NAR is going to make it a lobby to force AI to say it's AI and not a licensed realtor.
Realtors lie all day anyway, so
I know.
Sorry, I shouldn't have said that out loud.
It's okay for saying the truth. David said, what should your first investment be after making your first deal? Your first investment, whatever you did to get that deal, you invest in to do that at scale. So if you're driving for dollars and you got your first deal doing it, you invest in gas to drive for dollars more. Second investment's X leads. Just telling you the truth. So if you got your first deal on bandit signs, buy more bandit signs. Yeah. If you got your first wholesaling deal, hiring a VA to cold call, you hire more VAs. That is just whatever you did to get your first deal, you should just do more of that to get your second deal. Fastest way. Bailey, is X leads accurate for non-disclosure comps? On non-disclosure states, especially for Texas, X leads actually it's not even accurate. It is literally MLS access. It tells you which MLS access it pulled the data from. So it's not that it's accurate. It's literally the MLS. There's nothing more accurate than that. Just saying the truth. Let's see here. Yeah, appointment makers and cold callers, yes. Appointment makers, no. AI can beat appointment making. It can't do cold calling because of the laws right now for cold calling. A person can call. AI cannot call legally if it's cold, but if they opt in, yes. We have some hacks for version 3 we have for it, which is going to be really cool.
That's why your follow-up is so important, and you have to build a database. That's why you're doing any slight volume in this business without an organized wholesaling CRM, you're just going to leave tons of money on the table. I know I did my first 2 years doing this, and knowing that everybody else has the ability to do this around you for a very minimal price, you can't afford not to. Do what you got to do to get up and running. But by all means, to understand, you're going to have to incorporate some AI to stay with the wholesaling pack.
Oh, yeah. Arsenal Gaming says, hey, guys, I've been in acquisitions VA for 8 years. Wow. And I'd like to do it myself. However, I'm in the Philippines and just afraid of being cut out by either the buyer or seller. So Arsenal Gaming. So I want you to understand that there's no discrimination if you're in the Philippines wholesaling versus not in the Philippines wholesaling, right? I have a lot of VAs who have amazing English that are better than most Americans, to be honest. So you can 100% do this. If I'm playing devil's advocate just so I can support you, first thing I tell you to do is all you need is lock up a deal under contract and send it to somebody to JV with. So send it either with us to JV, and I have a reputation where you can't screw me. We had
people do it all over.
Like first, world. like Luca's in here, right? If Lucas sends you a contract he locked up, right?
Yeah.
Is he going to screw somebody in the Philippines just because they're Filipino? No, because his reputation's too good, right? Yeah. I hung out with Max Deer over the last couple of days in Sanibel. That was awesome. Mm-hmm. If you send him a deal, I promise you his reputation is too big to screw him, to screw you over. So like
same with us.
So if you're a VA, You're not a VA, you're a human being, okay, first and foremost. And if you lock up a deal and you send it to somebody who's trusted in dispositions, you're good. You're going to do good, right?
Yeah, you just kind of got to vet people, and but you'll be fine. People do it all over the world. Like, you're no exception, and you probably, with 8 years experience, have the skill sets and stuff. And then you can use AI to do some automation to get your deals sold and do some other stuff. So guys, either you look at AI as a positive to help you grow your business, or some of you look like, man, this is going to take me out. You got to make a choice, because one of the two statements is going to be true. It's your decision. It's not a choice. It's the decision. Make sure you make the right one.
There we go. So guys, if you want to learn how to wholesale real estate absolutely for free, just go to freewholesaling.com, my free real estate wholesaling course and community. And if you got any value, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe, and we'll see you soon, guys. Wholesaling is not going away. It's actually getting stronger, but the quote, easy ways to wholesale is going to go away, but it's going to get easier to dispo, hopefully. Like it's always, like you said, ebbs and flows, but we're here live to help you with any situations. And we're always wholesaling houses. Break it all down. So guys, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe. We'll see you soon. This is Zach.